The four medicines are the four things meditation has to teach mental health. Four things that can be unbundled from the act of meditation and applied at any moment in our lives. And each of those things is a kind of medicine in and of itself. It's a medicine that I think, whether people meditate or not, every human being needs to know about these medicines. What's interesting about meditation is it sort of combines all of them. Sometimes all at once, more often different emphases of those different medicines. And these medicines I've talked about them before in terms of the skills that we learn, but this is just another way to talk about it that I'm interested in right now. And so those medicines are, I would say the first medicine is the medicine of sanity. It's this medicine of being able to notice what pattern or rumination you're in that may not be serving you and popping out of it and deciding to make a different choice. So that's basically sanity. And this medicine can be applied really at any time. Once you kind of learn a little bit about that basic move through meditation, which teaches you how, you can learn it in other ways too. You learn it in therapy, you learn it in other modes. Once you learn about that, it's a game changer because it means that you don't need to stay in this doomed way in these kind of repeat patterns. Although it's a lot of work, of course, you got to continually remember. Each of these medicines can be applied in the moment and is available in the moment, but then we have to remember to apply it again. And that, by the way, that medicine, the medicine of sanity, of noticing, of clarity, I sometimes talk about the skill of clarity, that's an entire spiritual path within the meditation world. As that gets deeper, that's called the path of insight. It's a path of not only getting insights about your own limiting patterns, but ultimately getting insights into the nature of the mind itself, it's sort of my main training is sort of in that domain, that path. So that's the first medicine, the medicine of sanity. The next medicine is the medicine of, call it the medicine of absorption or the medicine of simplicity. And this is the skill of concentration. And this is the basic medicine of knowing that what you pay attention to matters, and that the more you continually pay attention in a single direction with more of yourself, the more inherently fulfilling that is. So this medicine includes art practice. It includes what we know about sport and movement, what's fulfilling about those things, and it includes meditation. It's saying that everyone needs to know the medicine of undivided attention and how nourishing that is for us. Because when we bring all of ourselves into a single stream, all the other the other tracks that have been awake, they start to cool out and things become inherently more rewarding, more settling, and more simplifying. And that flavor is one of the main flavors we get in meditation. When things start to settle, there's this one pointed absorption kind of medicine. So there's the medicine of absorption. So we got the medicine of sanity, the medicine of absorption. And notice all these can be unbundled from meditation and applied to your life in larger ways. The next medicine is the medicine of care. And that's just the medicine of deciding to incline your mind towards a little bit of kindness, towards any of the number of expressions of care, whether it's gratitude or compassion or appreciation, that is that's such good medicine. It's good medicine in meditation, and it's good medicine as you go around into day-to-day life, through day-to-day life. And we know this, all the science research shows this, like number one most powerful practice to change your vibe is gratitude. It's around these things. Like more effective than mindfulness practice, than concentration practice is loving kindness practice when it comes to changing people's state, when it comes to making a difference over short trials. It's so powerful. So that's the medicine. So whatever that looks like, of course, this is a medicine that a lot of people we know do this naturally. They're cruising around. They're just people who are naturally in a good mood disposition, who have that kind of friendliness. But the good news is it can be trained. If like me, then this doesn't necessarily, it's not always your default. You can learn to make that more and more. That's the training. That's the care training. And then the last medicine, the fourth medicine, is the medicine of acceptance. And this is itself, so insight, or the medicine of sanity is a whole path of insight. The medicine of absorption is a whole path, the path of concentration. The medicine of care is a whole path. It's the path of loving kindness, other paths too. Well, there's a path of acceptance too. Acceptance is woven into those other ones, but this is really the path of effortlessness, of just surrendering and being okay with simply being, of relaxing, of letting go. It's not about accepting objective circumstances, because you may still be very passionately involved in that. It's about accepting the moment right now, so you can build up a kind of reservoir of energy and sanity, so that when you come back into the world, you can make the most effective judgments and actions. And that's really, so this whole path, the path of acceptance, of surrender, also kind of simplicity, of doing nothing, that's one that I really love. It's sort of one that I emphasize here in this broadcast, although I weave in the other ones too. So really you're kind of getting, the way I think of what happens here is all four of those medicines are kind of being pointed to in this practice we do, the Do Nothing Hour. And I kind of leave it up to you to be your own teacher, to choose, is there one that kind of begins to come to the fore in some way that you might want to, because it can become an entire path in and of itself. But it's just as good also just to stay here in the headwaters, swimming in all four of those medicines. And that's kind of what we do here.